Bloomington's Farmers Market turns 50 this year. At one time, it was the largest market in the state. But 5 years ago, the racist views of one vendor were exposed. The market hasn't been the same since. The city temporarily suspended the farmers market at the time, and multiple markets emerged in the aftermath. Benta Boutier reports on Bloomington's market scene today.
Customers pick out produce and mingle over baked goods and coffee at a farmer's market in downtown Bloomington. A trombone troupe warms up around 10 a.m.
We have some vibrancy here, and that's what we're striving to create.
5 years ago, the city temporarily shut its market down over concerns for public safety. The white supremacist views of one of its vendors, Sarah Dye, became public, sparking protests over her presence. Since then, Dye and her husband have shut down their booth and sold their farm.
We had some major distractions that have since been somewhat dealt with, or we've resolved that, and now we're moving forward and not backward.
The city market used to be the lone market in Bloomington. Now there are at least 3. On the east side of town, the People's Cooperative Market, founded in 2020, operates out of First United Church. That market delivers produce to people in need through its community-sponsored box program.
People's Market is for people interested in investing in the food system in an equitable way.
2 of its founding members, Lauren McAllister and Jada B., say issues of racism brought to the surface in 2019 still exist.
It's been disappointing to watch so many people shift socially but not individually, especially when we consider how much money has been brought into the county and the city. There are still less black businesses than there should be proportionally. There are still a huge gap between black median pay and white median pay.
Some of these troubles came from within, B says. The Indiana State Department of Health canceled an $800,000 grant with the market. B says the state canceled the grant after certain members voiced internal conflicts with the People's Market to the state, rather than resolving issues internally through mediation. In June, an IDOH spokesperson said over email that during normal grant oversight, it determined there were expenses submitted that were not allowed. It canceled the funding with $315,000 left in the grant. WFIU WTIU News submitted records requests to the state in May for the market's expense reports and has not received a response. The state has yet to reallocate the remaining grant funds, which were given originally by the USDA. McAllister manages several grants for the market and says the Department of Health never offered technical assistance for a considerably large grant. B adds the state also canceled the funding before invoices and expenses could be reconciled.
I don't think either one of us would disagree that mistakes on our part were made. I think that what we're disagreeing is about how little help and support was given from IDOH, was given from our former colleagues, was given from the farmers themselves in many cases.
For McAllister and B, this has had a lasting effect on People's Market's reputation and its ability to obtain future grants. The group held a transparency session over the summer to explain the issues. Susan Wilson helped found the People's Market. She left last year over concerns that farmers were not being paid for produce on time and reported her concerns to the IDOH.
I started to wonder about where the regular customers were that did not come anymore, thinking about how many vendors had left, how many volunteers, other planning committee members. I reached out and said, why? Why don't you come shop anymore? And the answer pretty universally was because I was made not to feel welcome, which was the exact opposite of what we were trying to create.
Wiesland now sells at the Woolry Market, a third market which was set up after issues at the City Market. Average monthly attendance at the City Market was more than 33,000 in 2018. In 2019, it dropped to approximately 14,300. During the pandemic, those numbers dropped even further to 4,800 in 2020. Attendance at the City Market is picking up, but is still about a third of what it was in 2018. The lower attendance and revenue have hurt, according to Michael Hicks. Because of decreased attendance, he sold produce at both the city and Woolry Market last summer.
We have to have 2 setups for each market. We have to pack and organize. It takes more effort to do that. We have to pay fees at both markets. We have to pay market fees. We have to pay meat fees. We have to pay, so it's more money.
Hicks says costs have gone up exponentially for farmers, but people do not want to pay more for food. He is in the process of closing Living Roots Farm for personal reasons. Boone says the city market aims to be a Saturday destination. Multiple markets mean customers have choices. McAllister and B say attendance at the People's Market has never been high, but is right-sized for the people they serve.
It seems like it would make sense to join with larger entities like maybe the city market or maybe the city of Bloomington itself. However, when your values don't align, then you are either the one compromising or they're the one compromising constantly. And the city isn't going to compromise.
B and McAllister say the market wants to maintain ownership and participation in its food system. For Indiana News Desk, I'm Ben Tabutier.
This winter, the People's Market is moving to a once-in-a-month in-person schedule, and the market is building a greenhouse at First United Church and will offer plots to the community to use year-round.